I thought that was very bizarre. I've never seen a judge allow that before. Normally, all the deliberations take place in the deliberation room with the other jurors, and you're not allowed to do at-home study. Here's a little bit of the clip where the judge asks counsel in front of the jury. I mean, it's one of these awkward things because each lawyer wants to be better liked by the jury, and so you don't want to be the one being like, "Don't give her what she wants." But what choice did defense counsel have? He didn't want those jury instructions to go home. So you can see in this video what happens as the judge asks the question in front of the jurors and then kind of seems to realize his mistake. Watch.
Any questions, anybody?
Just whether or not I can take something home.
Whether or not
I can take the jury instructions home.
can you take the jury instructions home? Yes, but you obviously can't talk to anybody about them. I didn't see reaction from the state side. I did see a wag of the head by Mr. Richards urging me to say no, but I did it anyway. So, did you want to make a record on it?
I'm afraid it's going to be the old dictionary game, and they start defining words and things like that, the outside research.
Yeah.
That's my concern.
Well, actually, no, because they could do that at home without having the paperwork, and instead they have the wonderful, concise jury instructions.
Oh, boy. So not only did she get the jury instructions, but he said all of them could take them home if they wanted. Was that, do we know, it seems like the jury for a woman, juror number 54, who asked to take them home?
I believe that is the jury for a woman. So maybe she's trying to, herd the cats or something and take charge of this and move things forward. And so, obviously we would love to know what's going on in that deliberation room and where they're stuck.
Okay, and we don't know. Most people would agree at this point that they are definitely stuck, that there's holdouts one way or the other, because it's, as I point out, it's taken longer than a lot of complex and very, very public cases. It shouldn't be taking this long one way or the other. I want to get back to juror number 54 in 1 second, but first, you had a little bit of color from inside the courtroom when I think it was defense attorney Mark Richards who you saw, and you asked a question of. Can you fill us in there?
Okay. Oh, yesterday. Yes,
yeah, yesterday.
I asked him. He came into the courtroom, and we, anytime anybody enters that courtroom, we all turn immediately. What's going on? What's going on? And, of course, we think he will know anything before us. And we said, what's going on? Or, how are you doing? And he said, stressed. And he was just coming in to see if anything was happening, which was really a strange moment. But he's stressed. I just saw him in the last 10, 15, 20 minutes. I saw him upstairs. I asked him how he was doing again today. And I said, I know that's a dumb question because he obviously is stressed. And he said, there's nothing I can do. So he was coming in wondering if we knew anything yesterday. But just in the last 20 minutes or so, I spoke with him and they haven't heard anything.
It's excruciating Megyn, for these lawyers, not to mention
what's interesting is that they haven't asked any questions since Wednesday. Yesterday, they went the whole day without a question, and they haven't asked a question today either.
Mm-hmm. They did ask the other day, dated November 17th, so 2 days ago, for several exhibits. And the request is signed by presiding juror 54, again, this woman. And it's a little bizarre, I have to say. The way it's worded is it's strange. She's commanding the judge to behave in certain ways. And normally the relationship between jurors and the judge is deferential. He's kind of their boss. He looks after them. He doesn't work for them. But her request reads as follows. We can put it on the screen if we have it. Please prepare Mr. Rosenbaum's shooting. Mr. Rosenbaum's shooting. She means the video. And then she has sort of a line underneath it. FBI aerial with all points of interest marked. Drone video. Zoomed in image still after Mr. Rittenhouse put down the fire extinguisher. Full event, one video in regular and slow motion. We will request when ready. It just has some people raising their eyes as to, is this woman maybe the potential holdout? She seems to be in charge. She seems to have a strong personality because she's ordering the judge around, perhaps again, when it comes to sending her home with her jury instructions. And I've also heard reporting that she was one that some on the defense team had originally been worried about as someone who could be anti Kyle Rittenhouse, be in her politics, sort of more left leaning, more anti Second Amendment, and more apt not to want to be on a unanimous jury that acquits him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was interesting the way the note was worded, because you would think that they would just ask, and in one of the notes they did ask whether they had to, where they could view them and how. But yeah, that was interesting. And the drone video, it was interesting because there was this whole argument in the courtroom about it. And this, the case law in Wisconsin says they have to come downstairs, but the judge sent it up on a laptop for them. But the drone video, they actually viewed in the courtroom. And there was a lot of argument about that back and forth. And the defense is seeking a mistrial over that, of course, because they say they received that lower resolution, lower quality version of it in the email transfer from the state. So they came down to the courtroom to watch that. But yeah, it is very interesting that it is, they are kind of in charge in a way. They are the stars of the show that you don't see. They hold, Kyle Rittenhouse's fate in their hands. So if they want to see the videos, I guess, they want to see the videos. But it is interesting how it was worded. You are right.
They're entitled to. Yeah. It's just the way. I've been a juror. I've been in lots of courtrooms for over a decade. I've never seen something. Even a lawyer would never speak to a judge like this. It's very commanding. I just wonder what, if anything, it tells us about her